happy 2024, something to talk about, family. We hope everybody had a great Christmas and is settling into your new year. We're about 2 weeks into the new year, so here we are.
2024 it is.
It's crazy.
It is crazy.
So we had a good Christmas with our family. We did something different this year. Our kids are grown. Everybody's got jobs, so everybody does their own thing with their money. And let's just be real. If we're adults with jobs and we want something, we go get it. And so we talked to our kids and we said, hey, how about let's just go do stuff and not worry about presents. And so that's what we did. We picked several. We went to see a play. We went to a restaurant in the DFW area that basically looks like the Griswold's restaurant with all the decorations.
We did an escape room.
Yes.
Which we lost.
Listen.
Dang it.
Listen. It's fine. It's all fine.
I think my daughter was more mad than anybody we lost.
Yes, she was
pretty upset.
She was mad at her math teacher mom because her math teacher mom took over the logic puzzle, but then did not solve the logic puzzle in time. So yes, she was upset.
It was great.
She didn't want to take a picture.
Oh, no,
she said, we're not taking a picture.
No.
She took a picture with a mad face or a thumbs down or I forget.
We may be a little competitive. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It's okay.
So
it's all right.
We'll try again. So, and then we got to go see Ice at Gaylord, which was really cool because it was Grinch, and that's our grandbaby's favorite Christmas movie, even though unfortunately we also had sickness run through the family, including the grandbaby, during the Christmas holidays, so that was kind of rough, but it's okay. I think everybody's well now. And
they are now.
We're good, but hopefully if you had any sickness, hopefully it's ran its course in your family and everybody's better. So we hope y'all had, like I said, hope y'all had a great Christmas, safe New Year. So as we do many, many times now, as you can see if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube where you can see the video, we are doing a car podcast again. And you can see this lovely wheel back here. Don't worry about that. It is actually a shower gift because we're headed to a baby shower in Oklahoma. So we figure we might as well make the best use of our time. So here we are. Our last podcast was our anniversary podcast, and we did it from the car. And so when we were getting ready to leave, we were like, well, might as well do this again.
I think the best conversations between me and my wife actually are the best ones are in the car. We have the best conversations. The best things come out of these. And so, why not? Why not?
Here we are. So, anywho. Like I said, we're 2 weeks into 2024. I know there's a lot of people that, make decisions to make changes, resolutions, whatever you want to call it, when there's a new year, because it's an easy time to make a fresh start. So, like I said, we're about 2 weeks in. So, how are you doing? How are you doing if you made those resolutions? My boyfriend sitting here says he's not a fan of resolutions. So, let's talk about that.
No, I think resolutions... Anyway, I won't say. I think resolutions maybe we kind of hype them up a little too much, okay? Because we say, the typical resolution things we talk about, right? We know, let's eat better.
I'm going to eat better. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to exercise.
Go to the gym.
I'm going to save money. Yeah.
How about let's in 2024, let's not make resolutions. Let's start new habits, right? Because think about it. They say, I think it's 14 days. If you start something, in 14 days it becomes a habit. So in my life, I'm very routine. I have when I get up in the morning, I have a set things of what I do. And I notice some people, it's going to sound crazy, but when I get up in the morning, I make my bed. That's the first thing I do. I get up and I make my bed.
Some of us in this relationship think you're just going to get back in it. So why make it? But on the flip side of that, when I come home from work every day, because by the time I get home from work, he's gone to work. So when I get home from work every day and the bed's made, I'm like, man, that looks really nice.
Yeah, that's nice.
So even though I'm not an advocate of making your bed every day, I appreciate that he makes the bed every day because it looks nice when I walk in the bedroom. Continue.
And after I make the bed, I go and brush my teeth. I know.
Appreciate
Too much,
that.
too much information, but I brush my teeth. I think that's important to start the day off, right?
It's important.
I'm sorry. That's what I do. And after that, I go to my other room. We call it the man cave, which that's another story in itself. And I put on my workout clothes. I'm going to work out on, right? Then I go downstairs and I have a little bar at the table. There's a little bar area right there, two little bar stools. And I set my devotional books on the bar stool and I sit there and have my devotion in the morning. After I do my devotion, I let my Alexa tell me everything's happening, the weather, to the quote of the day, to just normal stuff, right? And after that, I go work out, and that is my morning routine. I've set habits. I have habits, and those habits have become part of my life, just what I do. And so I think this year, if we can start I'll say good habits, whatever that may be to you. If you need to, I don't know, if you need to read more, you get up and read something every day. I don't know, if you need to exercise, maybe you want to walk in the morning before you go to work. Start good things that are going to turn into good habits. And I think in 2024, we can see ourselves maybe doing things that we can look back and say, wow, that's just part of my life now.
Yeah.
And it started with me getting up and making new habits. And I don't know, maybe that's not for everybody, maybe just me. And I'm okay with that.
So for me, my dad always told me that it took a little longer than 14 days. My dad always told me, if you do something for 6 weeks, it's a habit.
Right.
And so maybe, takes some of us longer. So
It's okay.
I go with that. And so, like for me, I knew some things going into 2024. 2023 was not a stellar year for me personally. So, and if you are a regular listener of our podcast, you can go back in 2023 and listen, and you can put together why it wasn't a stellar year. But I am determined that 2024 is going to be a better year. And so for me, I have chosen for me to move forward in 2024, I got to leave some stuff in 2023. So if you did not have a great year, let's figure out how to leave some of that garbage in 2023 and let's don't carry it into 2024. And I get we're 2 weeks in, so if you're already like, well, I've already messed up, I've already done that, who cares? Fun fact, the sun comes up every day. Every day is a new day. So if you had determined you were going to change some habits, change some routines, put some new things in place, and we're 2 weeks in and you're like, I am not doing well, that's okay. Everybody has bad days. And let's just be honest, when Grant started working out, it was not easy for him to do it every day. Now, it's easier for him to do it than to not do it, because I will tell you, also, if you have habits in your life and you have routines and people know that, they don't question it. So there are times when I'm at work and I might need something, but I look at the time and I know what time he gets up in the morning, and I know his routine in the morning. So I try my best not to bother him during that whole process that he just explained to you, because I respect that routine of his, and I know that all of those things are important to him. And so if you're trying to make a change that might affect other people, just keep at it, and eventually they'll know, hey, this is their new normal. Like for me, I have said for years and years and years, the only time that I get up early in the morning is if we're going on vacation. I'm just going to be honest. Because why? I'm excited to go on vacation. There is something cool that's going to happen, so I can be up at the crack of dawn and let's go. I can see the sunrise. But let me tell you what happens every time I get up early like that on a vacation or we're going to do something fun. Every time without fail, when I get to see the sunrise, when the world is quiet, I'm always like, man, this is available to me every day. and I don't do it. Y'all, I am fixing to be a grandma twice over within the next month. So for me to make this kind of a change is not going to be easy. But a friend of mine was reading a book called The 5 a.m. Club. So I started reading it. And there's a great quote in there. Y'all, I literally just, don't judge me, almost looked for my phone to read y'all the quote. We're using my phone to make the video. So I may not get the quote exactly right, but you can look it up later. Basically says all change is hard. It's messy in the middle and gorgeous at the end. Okay, so to change anything is going to be hard. So for me, I have been, y'all, I am on 7 work days now that I've done this. And this guy sitting next to me can attest to how much of a miracle this is. For 7 work days now, I have gotten up early. Not as early as my goal has been, but I did not let that discourage me. I have gotten up early enough to do a morning workout and then go to work. I know you're just dying to say something like that. Yes, you are.
I was just gonna say it. She's not wrong. It's miracle. It is a miracle. I've known her a long time, and the morning time is not her time.
No,
it's not. And
no.
It's okay if morning's not your time. And I'm just saying, for her, morning time is not it. And
no.
She's got up every day this last week.
And Thursday and Friday of last week.
Thursday and Friday of last week. Got up early and worked out. Yeah.
And didn't have to rush to get to work. So
that's amazing.
The other thing I was going to say is, you heard me mention the book. If you were trying to change a habit, if you're trying to do something different, find resources to help you. Find something that's going to help you make that change. Because in reading that book, there's a whole lot of explanations of how you schedule your morning affects the whole rest of your day. And all of it makes a whole lot of sense. Now, when we do, here we are in January, when we do a February podcast, I might tell y'all, listen, nope, I ain't getting up early no more. I don't know what's going to happen when we see y'all in February. I'll let you know in February.
True. I want to hit on something she said earlier about 2023 wasn't really, the greatest year ever in the Martins, for the Martin crew. But I will say this: I think that every year, if you don't learn something in the previous year, you weren't doing much. If you didn't learn something in the previous year, what were you doing that year? I mean, were you just laying back? Or because I know this last year, it wasn't great, but I will say that my mind and my thinking are better. And what I know it's an old saying, but what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I think our friend Kelly Clarkson said that. I'll give her props. I think she said that, and it's not a cop out. That's true. What doesn't take you out, it's definitely going to make you stronger.
True.
Getting up every day, it almost took me out the first time I did it, right? But guess what? I'm stronger and I'm better for it today, right? And so we got to think, what did we learn?
Yeah.
What did I learn? What can I take out of that? Because you're not saying you didn't get anything out of 2023 even though it wasn't great. You need to take out, what can I take out of last year that can maybe carry over to help me in 2024?
That's so true.
Because there's things that we all can take out. All of us can take something and say, I'm going to build on this because I think it's going to work.
Accurate.
Right? And so, yes, you may have had the worst year in 2023. You don't want to repeat that for nothing, okay? But go back and take that one little nugget out. You say, hold on a minute. If I can build on this, I got something.
Yeah. So true. So while you were talking about what did you learn, because yes, 2023 about kicked the life out of us, and we saw true colors. Let's just be real. Sometimes when you see true colors of people, y'all, they're ugly.
Yeah.
They're ugly colors. And we saw the true colors of trusted people that were whoo, they were so ugly. But as he was talking about what did you learn, my mind immediately, because I have a ton of nurses in my family, so my mind immediately went to nursing school. And if you've ever seen those nursing school textbooks, y'all, I mean, they could like hold a tarp down in a tornado. They're so thick. And so my thought was, nursing school is hard. Nursing school is not easy. Like, I did 1 semester of nursing school and I was like, this is not for me. I'm going to leave this to the rest of my family. All those nurses can go do that. And it wasn't for me. It wasn't because it was hard. It was just, I'm not doing all of those things. No, I don't have the stomach for that. But anyway, nursing school, hard. I watched my mom go through nursing school. Fun fact, my mom went through nursing school as a single mom of 3 kids. So you can do whatever you put your mind to, I'm just saying. Those of you that wonder where my bullheadedness and my stubbornness comes from, gee, I wonder. It is a mystery. But you can do whatever you put your mind to. But nursing school, it's hard. There's long hours. I picture my mom at the kitchen table with all of those books strode everywhere. The lack of sleep, the lack of money because she's paying for school, all the things. It's hard. But she was learning beneficial information to help her succeed in nursing school, to help her succeed and be successful in her career. My mom got her LVN, LPN, whatever state you're in, depending on what they call it, when I was 2 years old. So she worked as a nurse, as an LPN, LVN, all those years, and did not get her RN until I was in middle school. So it can be done. It can be done. So that path was hard, but she learned. So what Grant and I have done is taken all of the events, the heartache, the yuckiness, everything we went through in 2023, and what did we learn from that? I will tell you one thing. For me personally, I am so much more empathetic to people I see every day rather than only focused on a very small group of people that I was with constantly in years past. It's kind of ironic because if any of you know our story very well, you know what kind of group we were in. And that group is supposed to be an outreach, a community, all those things. But at the heart of it, it was really more of a country club. And what's bizarre is since stepping away from that group, I have more empathy and I truly see the people that I see every day now. And I interact with people differently now. And that's just one simple lesson from that we've learned. It would take probably a few hours to sit down and tell you all the lessons we've learned. But those lessons you learn in trials and tribulations are what's going to equip you for your next season. I'm not trying to be cliche or anything, but you're going to be a better person because of it. It doesn't feel like it in the middle of it. Trust me. And again, for those of you that know me, I wanted to throw out several throat punches in 2023. Nothing would have given me greater pleasure. But unfortunately, I'm a grown-up, and I don't think I look that great in orange, so I probably couldn't throw out the throat punches. However, I've learned a tremendous amount, and I mean, I was already consider myself a pretty strong person, but I feel like I'm even stronger walking into 2024. So I think that was a big, huge segue sidebar off of what we were talking about, but you go ahead.
Because something you learned, I learned something too. And if anybody knows me at all, I am a very, I'm trying to say it the way that the normal folk. Oh, I'm a very probably easiest going person ever in the world. There's no highs and lows. I'm right down the middle. I mean, I don't get really mad much. I'm not really a sad person much. I'm just level. I'm like Uncle Ronnie. He's like the most patient, he doesn't get loud. He's just level. When you see him, that's who he is all the time. I'm kind of like that. But I have learned, 2023, I've learned it is okay. It is okay to say no. And it's okay to take up for yourself.
So true.
There's nothing wrong with taking care of you. And I also learned something else. Don't let what God's called you to do, it's not for somebody else to define.
Oh,
That's what I learned.
yeah.
God's called me and my wife to do something, and other people have tried to define it.
So true.
So you know what? This year, no one is going to define what God has called us to do. If you don't like it, that's okay.
Yeah.
You don't have to. If you don't understand it, that's okay.
Yeah.
But we have made a conscious effort together to say, whatever God asks us to do this year, guess what? We're going to do that. And I know we got off on this crazy, supposed to be talking about 2024. I'm just telling you, the things that are going to happen this year are going to be the lessons we learned from last year. They're going to carry over, right? We're going to leave the better word, the junk back there. We're going to leave the good building blocks. We're going to take them with us and grow on those, right? And so, whatever you do in 2024, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to do this. I hope you do this. And she's trying to tell me which way to go. I know where I'm going.
You can go straight and not have to go through town.
Anyway, but what I'm going to do this year more than anything, make a conscious effort, because what I've learned this last, from Thanksgiving till now, I've learned, man, there is nothing greater that gives me greater joy than be able to spend time with people I love, with nothing in the background saying, well, I have to worry about this, I have to worry about that. No, it's about you guys.
Yeah.
I'm going to be 100% focused on what makes me and my family happy. I'm telling you,
true.
It's it for me.
This was the first holiday season that we've had that we didn't have to worry about anything except spending time with family.
Oh, man. Wow.
On that note, whatever you're striving towards, whatever you're doing, if it is at the expense of your family, you might want to take some time to reflect, is it really worth it?
I mean, think about this. I'm going to tell you about my family and stuff. I got to do things this last couple of weeks. I know it sounds so little, but people are going to say, that, who cares about that? I do. I care about it. I got to set, only reason I'm not saying my son here, because he won't watch football with me. He has to watch it by himself at home. So I would watch it with him. He won't watch it. He wants to watch it at his house. I get it. But I got to watch football with my daughter and her boyfriend and Tina. And I got to sit in the living room, chill out, not worry about anything else, but watch football with people that I care about. And yeah, you're saying, well, who cares? To me, that's important.
But there's some of you that get to do that kind of stuff all the time.
Yeah. For the last, 5 years? I've not been able to do that.
No. And lots of other family things. All these trips we've been taking to Oklahoma.
Oh, man.
Since last spring, couldn't do that.
Seeing my brother.
Couldn't do that.
Seeing his wife. Seeing all my...
We got to spend Thanksgiving with both families.
Yeah, we did.
But this year, fun fact, we stayed the whole weekend with my mom's family, and we've never got to do that before.
Never.
And it was amazing. And so... yes, 2023 brought some changes we were not prepared for, we were not expecting, but again, I go back to the quote from the 5 a.m. Club book. All change is hard at first. It's messy in the middle, gorgeous at the end. So what changes can you make that are going to be so hard? And it's going to be a messy process to make it through it, but you're going to have a gorgeous ending when you get through it. And if you're struggling with something, if you're like, I just don't think I can do this, find some accountability partners. I know at my work, there's several of us that are like, we got to quit spending money on stuff we don't need. We don't need a Starbucks drink every day. We don't need something off of Amazon every day. And so there were enough of us at work that had the same goals in mind, that we created, one of the girls at work created an accountability Facebook group. And so we're like, hey, I just saved money on this. Hey, I didn't spend any money at Starbucks today. Hey, I didn't order off of Amazon today. And so we're championing each other through the process. So whatever habits you want to create, whatever changes you want to make for 2024, find you some cheerleaders that are going to champion you through the process. Grant has a note on his workout board that I don't even know how long it's been there. I wrote it. He has a weekly board, and he, at the beginning of the week, he writes down each day's workout. And so, like, it has each day what he's doing, so he doesn't have to think about it. He just gets up, goes in the garage, does the workout. And so a long time ago, and when all this process first was becoming a habit, I wrote a note on the top of it. I said, "You're doing great. I'm so proud of you." It's still there.
It's still there.
How old is that note?
Oh my gosh! How long ago have I been?
I don't even know.
It's at least a year.
It's crazy.
Maybe longer, honestly.
So find people that are going to support you in the process. They understand the why behind the process, and just keep doing it. But like Grant said, remember, nothing you do has to fit in someone else's box. You don't have to look like someone else, sound like someone else, do anything like someone else. Whatever you feel like God is calling you to in 2024, like Grant said, doesn't have to be defined by someone else. It doesn't have to fit in the pretty box of tradition, of expectations of other people. Do some soul searching. Because like Grant said, we heard a message in Oklahoma on the first Sunday of this year. And it said in 2024, let's do whatever God commands us to do.
Yep.
Okay, that means you. And what God is asking you to do is going to be completely different from what God is asking me to do.
It's true.
Because you have a completely different skill set. You have a completely different gifting. We're not the same people. So God's not going to call you and I to do the same things. Your calling and your steps are going to look different than mine. And that is okay. And it doesn't have to make sense to anybody else.
I won't preach. Sorry, I will not preach today.
I feel like you're lying.
But I did read today because I told you I have habits. So today, my reading today was actually about a bicycle and how a bicycle has a lot of working parts. It has the brake. If you got hand brakes, they're up top. If they're floor brakes, they're on your feet. It's got the wheels. It's got the seat. It's got all these working parts. And the book said if one of the parts isn't working, it makes that bike dangerous. Right? It's a danger to ride the bike. If one of the parts isn't working, that bike is a danger not just to you, to the people also that are around you. It's dangerous to them too. So to say that, I'm saying this. We all have something, she said it, we all have something different to do. Everybody does. But we all got to make sure we're working together in our different callings. You get what I'm saying? That means your calling's no better than mine. And my calling's no better than yours.
So true.
Because for working the same goal, we're just getting there different ways. No need to fight about it. We're going to get the same place. Right? So you work yours like you know how to work yours. I work mine. I know how to work mine. And if I see you on the way struggling, hey, I might pull over and say, hey, man, you need some help? You got a low tire? I got an air pump. I'll help you air your tire.
And there's some of you that would never dream of pulling over to help somebody. And that's okay because
okay.
that's way out of your comfort zone.
That's okay.
That's why it takes everybody.
Yeah, to me, I'm going to do that. Because maybe I'm down the road too. I might need you to pull over and help me air a tire up. I'm saying is, guys, you want to see this 2024 be different? Then let's do what we're taught to do. We're taught to help each other out. I hope you were taught that. I was. It's okay to help your brother or your sister out. It's okay. Guess what? One day I may be there too. So 2024, let's not fight against each other. Let's build each other up, right? And let's do what God has called us to do.
Yep.
No matter
Just
what.
think about how the world's view of Christians would change if all of us that claim to be Christians went out and helped and loved those in our community, those that we rub shoulders with every day.
I'm not, can I say one more thing and we're done?
Go.
I'm not trying to toot my family's horn here. I'm really not. Because I'll tell you the truth, I didn't care much about it. I'm not going to mention anybody's name, but listen what happened the other day. I'm working out. Like always in the morning. I'm going to tell a long story to make it short as I can. I was working out that day and I opened my garage up when I work out. Pull the motorcycle out. And as I'm working out, I see two dogs, my neighbor's dogs. And one of the dogs is outside the gate. When I shut the garage door, he went back in the gate, but I know he can get out. He was already out. Little dog. Well, I go in town to do something. I come back in town, and a young boy is outside, and he looks upset. And I ask him, what's up? And he almost is crying and says, my dog. Have you seen my dog? I lost my dog. But if you know me, I'm not being mean. I'm really not. That doesn't touch my heart at all. I mean, to me, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not. But to him, he lost something that he cared about. Okay, and he wasn't even asking for help at first. He just wanted to know, have you seen my dog? Yeah, I saw your dog early in the morning, but he went back in the gate, so I didn't think nothing of it. Well,
so then I get home.
Tina gets home,
and the young man, he is literally
crying.
Has been crying.
Oh.
And I said, buddy, are you okay? And Grant already knew. And he said, have you still not found your dog? And he said, no. And so I started talking to him. I share with him that there's a Facebook page that you can do lost animals. And so, but we have those Ring cameras at our house. And if any of you have the Ring cameras, you know there's like neighborhood alerts and whatnot. So he starts telling me about his dog. Well, I was at work all day. And so usually when I get those notifications, I just skip through them because I'm at work. And then I all of a sudden I stop. We're having this whole conversation about the dog, and I stop and I said, hold on. I feel like somebody posted that they found a dog earlier. I said, let me check. And so I go back. There's a little video of this little tiny dog. And so I show him and his mom the video. I said, is this your dog? Starts crying. Yes, that's my dog. I said, okay, I'll message the person. We'll figure this out. So long story short, figured out where the dog was. Me and my daughter get the neighbor boy, get him in Jazz's car. We drive to the house. We get the dog. This boy sees his dog and starts just crying. And the lady that had it hugs him and said, oh, she's okay. I took care of her all day. And at this point, we're all crying. And again, Grant's like, why are y'all crying? It's an animal. He has no heart, y'all. Just y'all pray for him. He's special. Heart. I don't know. Anyway, so he gets the dog back. I hug the lady, tell her thank you so much for taking care of the dog. And we take the dog home and whatnot. And what no one knew, that was on Grant's birthday.
Yep.
And we were all getting ready to go take him to Texas Roadhouse to eat for his birthday. So we had plans. We had places to be. But we stopped. What kind of neighbors would we be if we had been living next to these people for the last 3 years and we're like, oh, sorry about it. That is being a terrible neighbor. And so we took time out, even though we had plans, even though we had things to do. We helped him. They found their dog. They put a card in our mailbox later that night. Totally not necessary.
That's
but
what I was going to get to. That was get to the last part of the story. After all's been said and done, we're eating at the Roadhouse, and I think Jasmine saw a notification come, and she tried to talk to him on the phone. She said, leave it at the door. Not nearly sure what he was doing, but leave it at the door. We'll get it when we get home. Not knowing what it is still, okay? And once again, I'm saying, guys, this kind of stuff, if we all started doing this, things would change.
Yep.
I'm telling you. I don't like Starbucks. I hate Starbucks. But we get home.
Help.
Yeah, I didn't help with the dog. We get home. I grab I went in the mailbox maybe because we couldn't find the card anywhere. So maybe he just took it back home. And I said, let me check the mailbox. It's late at night. I go and get the mailbox. There's a card in the mail. I'm like, oh, he said, that's so nice, right? So I gave Tina the card, opens it up, and explains how Thank you so much for finding our dog, and oh, we appreciate it. And there is a gift card
To Starbucks.
to Starbucks.
And I said, hey,
What?
yes, we got some coffee. And so we had exchanged numbers
Yeah.
in the process. And so I texted his mom and I was like, hey, thank you so much for the beautiful card and the gift. That was so not necessary. I said, but I'm just glad we were able to get your dog back home. And she said, thank you so much for your help. We so appreciate it. So, guys, it doesn't have to be extravagant for you to love on your community and the people around you.
And that's what God's called us to do.
Regardless of your individual specific calling, God has called all of us to love those around us.
Yep.
And truly, truly love those around you.
That's right. Anyway, we got a bunch of stuff from that one, but that's good.
So, anywho, that's where we are. So we're going to continue our journey. We are in the state of Oklahoma now, but we are not to our destination.
No.
So we're going to keep traveling down the road. So we will see you guys in February. That's the plan, once a month. If we get something itching that we need to say, we'll hop on here before February. But if nothing else, we'll see you in February. So like we said, go love on some people. Go be kind to people. Go be generous to people.
Go make some good habits.
How about give somebody, maybe something to talk about.
Something to talk about.
We love you guys. We appreciate you. And we'll see you in February.
Bye-bye.